About 5 years after Ray started, so we're talking the early 70s, there was an intern, a pharmacy student from USC came along begging for a job. They got hired, and that was Bruce. And back then, there was only one pharmacy intern for the whole hospital. And Bruce jokes now that it's taken 8 or 9 people to replace with by himself. But he was an intern at the hospital for 2 or 3 years. And actually, I had the privilege of being trained by Bruce. I followed him as an intern, so I'm not too far behind him. But I can still remember pretty clearly the first day that I trained with Bruce. We were on, it was called Wing 5, but it's now EHA, and he was training me on how to fill cassettes and whatnot. And it was around noontime, and he said, "Hey, let's go get lunch." I said, "Okay." I was getting pretty hungry, and I thought we were going to go to the cafeteria because we only had 30 minutes for lunch. And Bruce says, no, we actually have to, we're going to go out. And he says, but we need to call the other pharmacists because back then it was a tradition that the pharmacy interns would pick up lunch for all the pharmacists that were working. All you ex-interns. So anyway, we got everybody's order. We went to some restaurant. I think it was a Continental on Myrtle. And I thought we were just picking the food up. But Bruce says, "Oh no, we're going to stay and eat." And I said, "Well, okay, we only got half an hour, right?" "Don't worry." So we got our food. We're eating. We've gone about 40 minutes. I'm getting nervous, and Bruce spilled some ketchup on his polo. He actually had a polo shirt back then, too. So that took about 5 or 10 minutes to clean up. We finally leave the restaurant, and we're driving back to the hotel. It's been about an hour now. Driving home, I'm kind of really, not driving. So we're driving back to work, and Bruce says, "You know, I think I'm going to get my car washed." So, true story, right, Bruce? Yes. It's actually, I said, "Bruce, we've been gone an hour, and this is my first day. I don't want to have a car." So we stopped at the car wash on Myrtle, and he gets his car washed, and I'm going crazy. So we finally get back. It's over 2 hours. And he kept saying, "Don't worry, they told us to take our time. It's okay." So I said, "Are you sure?" He said, "Yeah, it's okay." I said, "Well, okay, I guess this is the city of both ways." So we get back, and the pharmacists are livid. They are hungry. They did not tell him to take his time. And they're getting mad at him. They're looking at me like, "What's wrong with you?" Needless to say, that was the last time I ever went out to lunch with Bruce. But actually, he did a great job of training me, I think. But after Bruce graduated from USC, he went down to VA La Jolla, did a residency there, and then came back late 1970s as a staff pharmacist and worked in a number of different areas in the hospital. And one of the things that he got to do, that actually a number of us got to do, is he took part and was very active in what we call the hypertension clinic. And this was a clinic that was run by pharmacists and cardiologists, and they would have patients who had hypertension come in. The pharmacist would see them, take their blood pressure, assess therapy, and then go out and meet with the cardiologist and then go back and make changes to the therapy. And this was the beginning of ambulatory care as we know it now. And Bruce was very active in that, and I think one of the reasons he got very interested in cardiology. He was always ACLS accredited, and of course, I think we'll all remember that. I think he's probably taught CPR to all of us in here. That's something he's done over the past 20, 25 years. Always would get trained on his own time and then come in and patiently try to train us after asking us to read stuff, which we never did. But he always did a good job of training us. As I mentioned about Ray being very instrumental in the satellite pharmacy system that we have now, many of you may not know that Bruce has had a key impact on how the Halford satellites are. About 10 years ago, when we were planning the new hospital, we had many meetings with the architect for the main pharmacy, for the medication rooms, and for the satellites. For the satellites, we just had a blank canvas. They gave us a space, and it was up to us to design the detail. And Bruce, along with a few other pharmacists, really got together and mapped out everything to the detail of where the doors would be, how wide they would be, where the workstations would be, the sink, and so that his touches will be lasting. And I know one thing he really wanted, he wanted those holes on the top of the counter you can throw your trash in. So every time you throw your trash away, you can think of Bruce. That was definitely good. And for me, on a personal basis, I've had a chance to work with Bruce on the hematology floor for I think about 7 or 8 years, along with Clay, and he's always pushed us to do more for the patients, to do more, to get more involved, and I thank him for that. And so in summary, I think both Ray and Bruce have been pioneers. I think 40 years ago, none of us would have thought back then that we would be doing what we are now. And I think it's easy to maintain the status quo, but it takes a special person to push the profession forward. And these two are very special people who help us do that. And so I want to just thank them for everything they've done, and to wish them just a happy and prosperous and healthy retirement. I want to present a couple gifts to them. Ray's pretty hard to buy for. Well, they actually both are. This is a gift for Ray. Hopefully he can use it for his camping excursions and whatnot, fishing and whatnot. And Bruce. I don't know if you all know, he's going to move to a golf course. His golf clubs right now are about 40 years old. Some of them are made out of wood. And we hope that he gets good use out of this. And I'm sure we all want to hear from Bruce and Ray. Yeah!